All right, hey VC, how you doing? I'm Jamie. Welcome back, and we're back with a thread response video. This is for James Griffiths. Show me or show us your rock and roll. Now, rock and roll from the 50s, or oldies as it's since been called, or classic oldies, however you want to describe the music. Great rock and roll. I'm a huge fan of 50s rock, 50s and early 60s rock. So I thought I'd approach this actually from a compilation point of view. So I've got a number of CDs, only one vinyl album to show. So I thought I'd approach it from the compilation kind of, because I was thinking about the rock and roll, and we've seen a lot of, the Buddy Holly stuff, or Little Richard albums. But I thought, given the genre of music, 50s rock and roll, it's not album based, it's very 45 single based, and the beauty of it is always listening to it, I think, in some sort of a compilation, be it records from the jukebox or a nice compilation on vinyl or CD. I think the music just lends itself to that because it's so singles based or singles oriented. And yeah, so I've got a few CD box sets that I'll show you. I won't go into detail. I can save some of these CD box sets in detail for another series down the road. But I love 50s rock and roll. I love 50s oldies. I love this music, particularly in the summertime. I don't know what it is, just, I don't know, cruising around if you're in a convertible with the top down, and it just lends itself to summer music. Okay, so maybe some thoughts of warmer weather. There we go. First off, I have shown this one. I picked this up not too long ago. This is Rock, Rock, Rock. This is the soundtrack to the motion picture. And this was the first LP on Chess Records, the first full-length vinyl LP on the Chess Records label, which is pretty cool. And it's a terrific soundtrack. So I was really, really happy to pick this up. And this is a Canadian pressing, so it's on the Quality Records. So nice compilation to start things off. Okay, a number of box sets. Rhino has done a great job with some 50s compilations or CD box sets. So this one came out in 1999, and when I was thinking about showing you rock and roll, I really immediately thought of this one. This is a terrific box set. It's not a typical one because they do spotlight a lot of artists that aren't necessarily in the typical mix for 50s rock or for oldies. I'll let you peruse the titles there. And this is also lots of great music, and they do have little bits of movies, just little snippets of audio bits from movies thrown in as well. But I'm telling you, this rocks from start to finish. This is called The Wild Sounds of 50s Rock, and so this is a 4 CD box set, and then the sort of the old style of just great booklet that's included with this, and different pictures on all the CDs, but really worth checking out if you grab a copy of that one. And then they followed it up with Rock and Bones, 50s punk and rockabilly. This more in sort of the book form. This one came out in 2006, and CDs are popping out already. They're wild and out of control. The CDs are popping out now. I will show you. This is one of my pet peeves. I love the CDs because they look like 45s, but I'm not a fan of overlapping CDs. I really don't care for that. But a great compilation overall. Again, very much like that other CD box set, featuring a lot of not typical artists from the 50s rock and roll. Really terrific. Okay, so there's that one. Deca Rock and Roll Collection, focusing on the Deca label. This is using Bill Haley and his Comets Rock Around the Clock from that LP cover, but this is really a terrific, just a 2 CD set, and this came out, gosh, what was this, 1994 is when this came out. And when it kicks off with Alan Freed and his Rock and Roll Orchestra right now, just sets the mood, just sets the tone for sure. Yeah, it's a lot of glare, unfortunately, from the jewel box, but I'll keep this here for a second. But yeah, if still available, if you can still find it, a really nice Deca spotlight on Deca Rock and Roll, worth checking out. But there's some of the artists featured on the cover there. Okay. Some odd little compilations on more the budget side. This is a Totally Essential Rockabilly. This is a 3 CD set. Again, I think this is definitely a European release. Pretty reasonable, pretty affordable. Interesting selection of artists there. And then I can't even remember where I picked this one up. Picked this one up years ago. It's simply called Rock and Roll Complete. Original artists, original hits. This is a 5 CD box set, but this is copyright 1997 EMI Music, Australasia. And that's what it says right in the bottom there. Australasia, not Australia, but Australasia. So I recall there are like just a few Australian artists just kind of sprinkled in, but it's a nice box set compilation, 5 CDs, and kind of the slipcase here. A little bit of information on each of the jewel cases, not extensive, but enough. And yeah, just a quick look at these. Each one pretty much looks like that, has that sort of look to it. Again, a nice budget compilation. Sun Records, can't leave out the great Sun Recording Studio. This is the Rhino 3 CD box set that came out in 1994. And certainly you should have no problem finding any Sun Records collections. This is a nice overview, spotlighting the great artists out of Sun. And if you can come across these are definitely budget releases, but this is a 3-volume set. Each disc is each box is 10 CDs, and they called this the Memphis Recordings from the legendary Sun Studios. And this is pretty much, so I've got the 3 volumes, and it's 10 CDs per volume. And it's pretty much the whole, just pretty close, I would imagine, to the whole shebang, because it's, unfortunately, there's no like liner notes or anything like that. And then there's simply like in these type of sleeves, but it really appears to be, just for an example of one of the CDs, it's A-sides and B-sides. And just kind of going through the releases. So this is 3 volumes, 30 discs overall. Again, there's no liner notes, no real recording information or anything like that. But these are, if you see these, and these aren't generally too expensive. These were, I believe, a European release as well. I believe, yeah, possibly out of Germany. Worth checking out if you like the Sun recording stuff. So that's worth checking out. Okay, now here's a question. Does doo-wop qualify? We've kind of shown a little bit of rockabilly, or does doo-wop qualify? You can post your comments. I would say doo-wop does qualify in terms of this style of music. Doo-wop is certainly getting the radio hits. I'll show you briefly my doo-wop collection. Rhino did a great job with some doo-wop box sets that came out in the 90s. This one came out in 1993, the doo-wop box. I just love throwing something like this on. Again, in the summertime, I don't know what it is, just, the smooth, silky sounds. It's not rock and roll or 50s rock and roll or, good punk rockabilly, but I really enjoy listening to it. Yeah, but does doo-wop qualify, or is that in a separate category? That's kind of hard to say. I would think it does qualify personally, but let me know what you think. Ooh, a little bit of dust there. Dusting off the box sets. Which is the nice thing about these threads, because it makes you, think, oh my goodness, there's a fair bit of dust on that one. It does make you think of some of the box sets that you have, or in terms of some of the music that you have in your collection. And so this is volume 2 in the set. And this is 101 more vocal group gems, and this came out in 1996. Okay. Doo-wop box number 3. Again, these are all on Rhino. And this is the hits, the should have been hits, the celebrity picks, and modern doo-wop. But I'll look at these maybe a little bit more extensively down the road for another box set series. But lots of great stuff. And they did one more volume after this. This was Rock, Rhythm, and Doo-wop, the greatest songs from early rock and roll, over 60 tracks. Kind of an overview kind of thing. And this was, on Rhino. And this one came out in 2001. And this is in connection, I believe, with a PBS special as well. Lots of great music. All right, and that's going to do it for this one. Show us your rock and roll. Thanks to James Griffiths for this great thread idea. I think we're going to be playing some rock and roll. So take care. We'll chat again soon. Bye-bye.